Hi, my name is Savita, and I'm an intern at the East Georgia Cancer Coalition and a certified cancer exercise specialist. This video is going to go over strengthening your quadriceps and your hip flexors in order to help correct a posterior tilt. You're going to need a BOSU ball, a BOSU dome, and a resistance band and some space on the ground. We're going to start off by using that BOSU dome and starting off with some squats with it. So you're going to place one foot right on top and that other foot next to it, but on the ground. You're going to have your feet a little wider than hip width apart. Your arms are going to be out in front of you. You're going to squat down and squeeze those glutes when you come up. So you want to keep those arms out. You can have them just a little bit out to the side as well. Squat low and come up, squeeze those glutes. You want to keep the weight in the back of your heel, not in your toes. You're going to repeat this about 5 to 10 times. Make sure you're breathing. And then you're going to do the same thing, but on the other side. You don't have to get super low, just as low as you can. If you go right here, that's perfectly fine. Keep working at it. And then after doing that about 5 to 10 times, you're going to switch legs. You can do the same thing on the other side. So now that other foot goes right on top. Other foot is in the same distance, or it's a little wider than hip width apart, but it's not back, and it's not forward. It's in the same plane. And then arms out again and squat. Again, you don't have to go super low. You can go right here. Perfectly fine. Squeeze those glutes and keep that weight in the back of your heels. After doing this about 5 to 10 times, you can move this out of the way, and we're going to do some regular squats. So those feet are about hip width apart again. You can have your arms right here or up above you, and you're going to have that weight in the back of your heels. So you should technically be able to lift your toes as you squat, but don't do that. But the weight is in the back of your heels. And you're going to squat down and then squeeze those glutes when you get to the top. And make sure you are using those abs and keeping them engaged and you're breathing. I know it's a lot to think about. From the side, it looks like this. So weight is in the back of those heels. My feet are a little bit of hip width apart. Head is forward, coming up, squeezing those glutes. Again, doing this about 5 to 10 times. And again, you don't have to go super low, whatever you're able to do and whatever you're comfortable with. And make sure that none of this causes you any pain. So if you're right here, totally fine. The goal though is to continue to do these to strengthen those quads, those hip flexors, those glutes, all those muscles. So then you're able to go lower and squeeze. Awesome. After doing the squats about 5 to 10 times, we're going to use this BOSU ball. You're going to sit on it. I'm going to sit at an angle to show you. You're going to have your bottom right on top. You're going to have those legs and feet about hip width apart. They're going to be parallel to one another. And you're going to lift one leg and the opposite arm. I'm going to lift my left leg and my right arm. I'm going to lift them. And you're going to feel your abs contracting, and you're going to feel it in your quads and your hip flexors. You want to keep your chest up and your chin and head looking straight ahead. Hold it here for a few seconds, bring it down, and then other side. So that other arm and other leg lift, same thing. Make sure you're breathing and just hold it for a few seconds, come down, and continue to repeat. So that other leg and arm, that first one we did, comes up, breathing, and bringing it down. And then that second leg and arm, bringing, and that is going to use your abs to help stabilize you, those hip flexors and quads, to bring that leg up, and keeping your body in alignment so that back is nice and straight, the chin is up, your head is looking straight, and continue to repeat about 5 to 10 times on each side. Awesome. After doing this, you're going to stand up and you're going to use a resistance band. you're gonna put that resistance band a little higher than your ankles, about mid-shin. You're gonna stand at an angle. You're gonna keep those feet hip width apart, parallel to one another. And you're gonna bring one foot forward, so it just comes forward, and you're gonna lift. And what you're trying to do is keep this leg that's lifting into a right angle. That's the goal. And just small lifts. And you can have a slight bend in this other knee, because we don't want to lock our knee. And lift. If it comes off just a little bit off the ground, right here, that's fine. If you can get it up here, that's also fine. That's what we're working towards. And that's, again, going to strengthen those quads and those hip flexors. And you want to keep those abs engaged to keep your back straight. And you're lifting and bringing down. Lifting and bringing down. Repeating that about 5 to 10 times on one side, and then same thing on the other side. Lifting right here, and down, and up, and down, again, up, and down. Awesome. After repeating 5 to 10 times on each side, you can go ahead and take that band off. And the last exercise that we have are some single leg squats. So a little more difficult and a bit different. So you're gonna lift one leg this time as you're squatting. Some things change, some things stay the same. So staying the same is you still want that weight in the back of your heel. So I'm going to lift my right leg, but that weight is in the back of my left heel. I want to keep those abs engaged still, but you probably won't be going as low as with a regular squat. So right here, just a slight bend and that knee, and coming up. Slight bend and coming up. Do it on this side too. That leg comes out. Slight bend and coming up. Slight bend and coming up. So about 5 to 10 times on each side doing those single leg squats. Thank you so much for watching this video. If you haven't already checked out our stretching exercises for posterior tilt, please be sure to do so. And we also have videos about stretching and strengthening to correct an anterior tilt. Thank you so much for watching.